Nah, nah. Barely had time to get back over to the mic there.
That's for you, Zach.
You're welcome, Zach.
Rest in peace, Zach.
Fuck are you, Zach? So we have Zach Whitney, there's his first and last name now.
Oh, that's okay.
Whatever. He's not with us.
He died.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Zach's dead.
In our hearts. But not in our minds.
Or in reality.
Yeah.
He's sleeping.
Eternally.
Not the big sleep, just like for 8 hours or so.
We think he's sleeping. We don't know.
If he's dead, dude, fuck.
That would suck.
Wow.
That would really
I
suck.
don't think I could upload this if he was dead.
Well, we're gonna record it.
No,
we're gonna record it.
Find
We're
out
definitely
before,
not gonna do a Logan Paul suicide forest thing where we're gonna post some stupid shit.
Yeah,
like
that was That's the first time I ever heard of that guy.
Can I just say, I hate Logan Paul.
Did you know the FBI raided his house?
No, that
They're
was his
just-
brother's house.
Oh, I can't tell
That
the
was
difference.
who's the other Paul? Yeah,
Jake.
Jake Paul.
Fuck
Who's the one that
both
had
of
the
them.
boxing match?
That was Jake Paul.
No, they were both in boxing matches.
Oh, I don't know
Who fought
Logan-
KSW?
That was
KSI?
Jake Paul.
KSI?
KSI, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was that Logan or Jake?
That was Jake.
Who fucking cares?
Fuck
Jake.
both of them.
Jake Paul. I don't mind Jake. I respect him at least for stepping in a ring and actually boxing somebody.
They both did.
I respect neither
Logan
of
Paul
them.
did too. Did Logan do it too?
I don't know.
I think Logan fought KSI and Jake fought like some other YouTuber.
I saw a video of Logan sparring with Paulo Costa, and Paulo knocked him out.
Good.
That was fake.
I know.
It was fake. You could tell by people's reactions.
Yeah.
Maybe he really got knocked out. They're like, "Oh shit!"
Everyone would be
was
like, yes.
Paulo, no.
But
Anywho,
going on to actual real fighting.
yes.
Sorry, I was taking a draw from my beer.
A
Got
draw.
silent for a second. Nice long cold draw from my beer. By the way, Roarback Brewing Company. It's called Space Kitty. If you guys want to get it, it's actually really good. So anyone who happens to be at a gas station and sees Space Kitty by Roarback Brewing Company, go ahead and pick one up. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm drinking some water out of the faucet.
That's right. What are you drinking there, Vin?
I am drinking some water mixed with lime and alcohol.
Water mixed with lime and alcohol.
Is that a bud?
It is.
It's a bud.
Bud Light Lime.
Yeah, it's a bud. Same thing.
Ryan, how long do you leave for North Carolina officially? September what?
Oh, I'm
South.
not going to North Carolina.
South Carolina.
Going to South Carolina.
I'll say that till you forever.
Officially, I will be a resident September 1st, I believe. I'll be leaving New York either August 30th or August 31st.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Cheer.
So happy for you, man.
I'm sad that I just sold both Corvettes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Anybody looking to buy a Vet, they're fucking gone. So
they're
leave
both
them alone.
gone, unfortunately. I'm looking to buy a Vet, though, so if you have a Corvette, let me know. I really want another Corvette.
If you have a Corvette and you reside in South
wait
Carolina,
till you get there and buy one.
I've been without one for 9 hours.
give them your email.
And I'm just like
Give out your email.
dying right now. I'm having
Give out your email.
withdrawals. My email?
Yeah, so they can email you if they got a car for sale.
BigSugarDaddy@yahoo.com.
Really?
No.
Okay.
I would have a real one too.
Well, I was just gonna.
Whoa.
You remember Larry? Yeah, that you went to school with, my buddy Larry.
Yeah.
His fucking email was Larry Beeston69 for the longest time. He's like, yeah, I had to change it when I started applying to jobs. I'm like,
my AIM account was BW Big Willie.
Was it really Big Willie?
Yeah, BW Big Willie 26.
Do you know what my first email was?
No.
BigDaddyR999@AIM.com or AOL.com. I can't remember which
Probably
one.
AOL.
Probably
I don't
AOL.
think AIM.com was a thing. I
Oh,
don't think that was
AOL.com.
I don't think that was an email.
BigDaddyR999.
Mine has always
Daddy
been
R.
VBP to VIP. My initials to VIP.
Ooh, VIP.
Oh, okay.
You know
Cool,
Olivia's.
man.
You know
I like
Olivia's initials are OG. She's like, I'm an OG. I'm like, you actually are.
OG Kush.
OG. Yeah.
OG Kush.
Yeah.
Ooh, Sean O'Malley just said that he wants to release a new strain of marijuana. He's got the dopest name for it. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
Sugar Cookie.
Love it.
Sugar
Love it.
Cookie Kush.
I have actually, 100% not lying, had weed that was called Sugar Cookie.
Oh, no shit. Really?
It already
Oh.
exists. It's
Oh,
100%
already
already a strand.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if he
Yeah.
knew that. Well,
I feel like he
it's
should know.
Sugar Cookie.
Sugar
Sugar
cookie.
Sean
Not sugar
cookie.
cookie.
Sugar.
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 Sugar Cookie.
Rainbow
Well, I
sugar
mean, that
cookie.
is different. It's not
True
the same,
that.
so he can name it whatever he wants. All you gotta do is change a letter, right?
Ooh, yeah.
All right. What do we got? What do we got for news, boys? Let's start with news first.
We wanna
MMA news.
We want to start with news first. Okay.
I would like to start with what's her name? PVZ, Paige Van Zant, going to bare knuckle boxing.
Dumb. That was
guys think
not
it's
pre-rehearsed.
dumb?
We both actually think that's really dumb.
Yeah.
I love it.
She is gonna get fucked up.
Question: Are you gonna watch it?
No.
Are you gonna watch it?
No. I'll
You're
watch.
not gonna watch Paige Van Zant in her bare knuckle boxing?
I mean, I'll look up
debut?
I'll look up results on like Google like the day after.
I am 100% gonna watch that fight.
I mean,
kidding?
I can probably watch on
That's
YouTube
great,
after.
dude. I'd love that. I actually really like it.
I never really was like, oh my god, Paige Van Zant.
Me
anyway.
neither, but I mean, Paige Van Zant in bare knuckle
getting
boxing.
fucked up.
Dude,
She's getting fucked up.
you gotta watch this. See a girl like that fucking bleeding all over the place?
Yeah, like a
Whoa,
model.
what if she fucking crushes it and knocks the bitch out?
Nah.
She's not really
don't know,
known for
man.
boxing. Really.
Although you know what they gotta
True.
do.
She's known for her ass.
Yeah,
True.
and her tits now.
Tits.
Her tits now too.
Yeah.
Speaking of her ass, it's gonna get kicked when she goes to bare knuckle boxing.
Well done, Vinny. Now, one of the things they
There.
can do though is Beck Rawlings versus Paige Van Zant 2. Because they had the first one. That was the one where she did the jumping switch kick.
Yep.
That really fancy karate
Yep.
thing. So they can do Paige Van Zant versus Beck Rawlings 2.
You know what
So they-
Paige can't do is that jumping switch kick.
No, she can't do that
can
there.
Punch her in the face
But
and
she-
that's it.
I don't think she would hit it again anyway. So,
No, probably not.
like, pure boxing, she's going to get fucked up.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
like
it depends on who she fights.
They might just put her in a bunch of, like, with a bunch of cream puffs that have never actually bare knuckle
Cream
boxed.
So
Yeah.
hopefully.
I doubt there's any cream puffs in bare knuckle boxing, but I know what you mean.
They're paying her.
In comparison to her skill,
They're paying
look
her.
of her less skilled fighters.
They're paying her at least $1 million per fight.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She got a multi-million-dollar contract.
Holy
that much I know.
shit, dude.
So, with that,
Wow.
if they're paying her $1 million, they're gonna pay some bitch off the street that looks pretty good. Like, here's $100,000. Punch this model in the face. Let's see if you can do it. That's what they're gonna do.
Probably.
They're gonna remember Soccer Mom years ago, where she got fucked up by a professional fighter. It looked like she was wearing like leggings and like a tank top, and she was just standing there like playing with her nails, and then she got punched in the face, and like she looked like a soccer mom.
No.
You guys don't remember that? Fuck. Okay, if you remember that, go ahead and comment down below, because then you're a real OG.
You guys ever watch Street Beefs?
You did tell me about that.
Anybody who's never heard of Street Beefs, just YouTube Street Beefs. It's just like, I don't even know if it's I doubt it's an official organization.
It's like what Jorge Masvidal fought in
strictly on
Miami.
YouTube, and it's like, yeah, it's like backyard.
Street fights.
They have MMA and they have boxing, and there's like a referee and like everything.
They don't even have a ring. They fight on the ground.
Yeah, they fight on grass or
On
gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's a
They do have like a cage, but it's like a chain link fence. They
going
put,
around it. Yeah.
They put like plywood up around it so you don't get. Yeah. It's great. It's pretty fucking awesome. Actually, some people are really talented, and then some people you can tell just have never fought in their life, and they literally just have a
Somebody
beef with the other
thought
person.
they knew how to fight and was like, "Yeah, I could use 50
Oh,
bucks."
dude, you
and
can
then
tell
got
the
their
difference
head caved in.
when guys are throwing real hard, like they're punching hard, and they have just no form whatsoever. They're just like flinging their arm out away from their body,
Flying
just
hammer fist.
hoping. Yeah, basically just like throwing hammer fists. But
Yeah.
like throwing them. It's bad. Some of them are really, really. They're hilarious. They're funny as fuck.
That is exactly.
Sometimes those guys get lucky and they hit someone and they like knock them out, and then most of the time they get fucked up
That's what
by another guy who just sort of knows what he's doing.
That's what I would look like fighting. I've never fought. Actually, I did, but
You haven't watched enough fights to kind of know.
I mean,
Bro.
I've been watching
I feel
fights
like
for
you would
over
know how
10
to
years.
throw a punch, dude.
Yeah, but I don't have like the strength to throw a punch
That's
or
not true
technique.
You
at
can
all.
throw a punch.
I've
Dude,
seen a
You're
lot
a
of
grown
punches.
man. You can throw a punch.
Did you see Sean O'Malley knock out Eddie Wineland?
Yes, I
Sean
did.
O'Malley is not a big guy.
No.
No, but he has extremely good form. He's actually, was he 6'1", 5'11"?
I
How tall is
think
he?
I
My
think he's like
point
6'1"
being
or 2.
is you
Oh,
don't
he's
need to
6'1".
exert a lot of force. As long as you land on somebody's chin, you can knock out most people.
I don't have the accuracy.
Like
for
this, like if you hit someone that hard, you got him in a good spot, you know, you're gonna fucking wobble him a little bit.
Yeah, hit him
Oh.
on the
Get
chin,
him just a
like
solid
right behind
Boom.
the ear.
So, boom.
Well, hopefully I never have to deal with that.
Well, you're going to South Carolina, so
I'm just gonna have a gun.
People are much more aggressive down there.
I'm just gonna have a gun.
What's the laws down there? Is it open carry?
A lot better than New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're pretty chill down there.
A
Huh?
lot
There
better
you
than
go.
We're actually free down there.
We're actually free down there.
So Yoel Romero is out of his fight.
Fuck, I know.
Uriah, he's gonna fight Uriah Hall. That's no longer happening.
A lot of dropouts in the month of August.
Yeah,
Yep.
lots.
Elon Cutelaba tested positive for COVID, so
Yep.
he's not fighting in his fight. He was gonna fight who?
He had the rematch with Ankalaev.
Yeah.
Ankalaev. Yes.
Ankalaev,
Yes.
yeah.
That's been rescheduled for late August. August
Hope that
27th, I want to say.
Oh, has it been rescheduled?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because like he doesn't have the COVID where like it's dangerous. He just like, tested positive, just wait 2 weeks and you're good.
Cool.
One of those.
Oh, that's good.
And there was one more fight.
Munoz and Frankie.
No, that one kept getting moved.
Yeah, but it's on this card, but that was moved to this card because of Munoz, I think.
Yeah,
getting
because he had COVID.
Yeah.
Perro.
Oh, and wait, did you say on this card? Which card?
That got moved to this card that's coming up on Saturday.
No, it got moved again.
Oh, it did?
It did. Yes.
Oh, I
It's
did not
not
know
this Saturday now.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's the 22nd now. Yeah, it got moved twice.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. And the other fight, Yair hurt his ankle,
Yep.
so Yair versus Zabit is
Yair.
not happening.
Which, actually, was it you or you sent in the group chat today, actually just before we got
Vinny.
over. Vinny. Cater and Holloway.
There's
Holloway.
rumors that's going to happen, yeah.
I like that.
Holloway
Floating
is willing
out
to
there.
fight Cater. That's
like
pretty
that.
cool.
I love that fight.
Here's the only thing, though. I feel like in ranking-wise, Zabit is higher than Cater.
He is.
Yes.
Because he's already beat Cater.
Yes.
So I don't understand why Holloway would rather fight Cater than
Because
Zabit.
Zabit wants Volk. He wants Volkanovski. He wants the champ.
Why
So
would,
if he can get the champ over Max Holloway, of course he's going to take fucking the champ.
yeah, but didn't Volkanovski already say, like, I don't want to fight Zabit? I'm not a replacement fighter. I'm the champ.
Yeah. No, he said because Zabit was trying to fight him like short notice when fucking Yair fell out.
Yeah, he said
He's
September.
like, oh yeah, sign the contract, let's fight. And Volk's like, I'm not a replacement fighter, dude. Like, I'm the champ.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they might make that fight. It's quite possible.
So if Holloway and Cater fight, who wins?
Holloway.
That's a fucking good fight.
That is a great fight.
Is
I
though.
think Holloway wins though.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think Holloway tends to have trouble with guys that hit really hard and have decent range, and Cater is both of those things. That being said, I think Holloway does beat him, though. I think Holloway's skill level is on another level than Cater's. As good as Cater is and as good as Cater's has been looking lately, I don't think he's at the same caliber as Holloway. So I say Holloway should win, but I could see Cater winning, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Right?
True.
I mean, Holloway's only shown trouble against Poirier. Poirier's just bigger than him.
He
anyway.
was just a bigger dude, like,
and
Poirier hits hard as fuck.
Yeah. So I mean, like within the past 5 years, Poirier's beaten him, and then Volkanovski twice. The last one was really questionable, but he has 2 losses against Volkanovski, a loss against Poirier. I mean, he did lose to Conor McGregor and Poirier again, like in his debut, but still, I don't really count those. So, yeah, if that fight happens, going with Holloway. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I agree. Did we talk about...
You know what's really funny, though? We were doing the news as we were riding motorcycles. Like, we were literally riding next to each other. And we were like, man, this guy dropped out. And this guy dropped out.
We were, yeah.
It was right on Route 11. I'm like, shit, we're doing guys talking fights while riding motorcycles. Hell yeah.
Other news, the former UFC fighter, Max Roshkoff, who in his debut against Austin Hubbard, you guys might remember it was
he gave up,
a couple
right?
months ago. Yeah, after the second round, Max is talking with his corner, and the corner's like, "Come on, Max, like get out there." And he's like, "Nah, I'm quitting, throwing in the towel, throw it in, like I'm done." And it was very controversial. Everybody's picking on his coach for trying to make him go back out when the guy was kind of giving up, and he got his ass kicked pretty handily by Austin Hubbard in the second round. It was a 10-8, beat the living breaks off of him. And the UFC cut him, and I kind of thought that would happen because when you quit on your debut, it doesn't really look too good for you. So
the thing is, Dana White went on and like defended him. He defended Max like after. He was like, yeah, I got no problem with the kid and all that. But then the UFC themselves cut him. Now,
of course Dana's gonna say that because he doesn't want to look like an asshole. But at the same time,
he probably means it too. He's like, hey, I dare all of you out there who don't do this to come in and do this at this level. Like the fact that he even stepped into the octagon, I have a lot of respect for the kid. Yeah. It doesn't mean you're going to keep him in your organization.
Yeah, that doesn't mean Dana thinks he's ready.
How you feel personally and what your professional decision is are two completely different things, right?
I don't think...
You got to respect anyone who does something at that level.
Oh, yeah.
To go fight another professional fighter that's going to seriously physically hurt you.
On short notice.
Don't do everything right.
On short notice.
Yeah, it's no small deal.
I don't think Dana really has a lot of control over who gets like fired and cut and all that anyways. So he's probably told.
I don't know. I think he kind of does because
I bet he's got like the final decision.
He gives people contracts on the Contender Series, so like
they're probably like, hey, so Dana, we're thinking of cutting this kid. This is why. What do you think? And he's probably like, sounds good. Do it. Whatever. Boom, done deal.
True.
It's not hard to get cut early from the UFC. Like,
no,
they have so many people on the roster. Like, you literally could just lose one or
500,
two. Like, yeah, all right,
something like that. Like 500 fighters on their roster, something like that.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys saw the Contender Series last Tuesday or not.
Did not see it. No, I did see it.
You did the whole thing?
No, I saw the second, third fight. I missed I didn't see like the featured event because it's not a main event, right? It's the featured event.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, and I didn't see the first fight. I don't think, but I saw the two or three in between.
Well, good fights, but the important thing is Dana White. Now he's usually pretty conservative about handing out these contracts. Usually, you need to get like a pretty decisive like finish, like a knockout or a submission. And, look like you were whooping ass out there. And this time around, there was at least 2 decisions, if not 3 of the... I think it was 5 fights total. I think at least 2 of them were decisions. And he gave every one of them a contract, and he looked happy as shit. And he's like, I'm just in a really good mood because I'm coming back from vacation. And he had that look on your face. You know how you feel when, like, you haven't had a girlfriend a little bit, going through a little dry spell maybe, and then you get some action, and then it's like it could be pouring all around you, you're still shooting rainbows out of your ass? That's what Dana looked like. He's like, yeah, I'm going to give them all a contract.
Yeah, man. I remember the fights I saw were really good. I don't remember any of the names or anything, but I know there was one good finish.
Oh, yeah. The one kid knocked a dude out in, like, I think, 39
seconds.
It was
really early, and he looked really good doing it, even though he wasn't in there for a long time. Like, you could just tell, like, okay, like, he's got it.
Yeah,
like, for sure.
Really good.
Can't remember the name, though. If anybody who hasn't watched it, I highly recommend going and watching it. It's on ESPN+. Mm-hmm. So you can go watch it as long as you have ESPN+, which you probably should or do. And if you don't, go ahead and sign up for ESPN+ and use the promo code GTF Podcast for 5% off. No, I'm just kidding.
Official.
Go ahead and do it.
That was good.
I mean, you could try.
Go ahead and put that promo in. Tell.
There was an episode of DC and Helwani where Ariel was like, he was doing one of his sponsors. He's like, and if you put in the code Ariel, you get 15% off. And DC's like, why don't I have a code? And he's like, I don't know, it's just my name. And he's like, how about you make the code DC? And then Ariel's like, okay, if you guys want to put in Ariel, you get 20% off. If you want to put in DC, you get 0% off.
You can still put it in though. That's funny.
I want one of those ones where like you can put in anything you want and it'll give you a discount. Mm-hmm. Like, so with my Verizon, they're like, oh yeah, if you're an employee of Verizon, you can put in your email and get a certain % off. And I put in the work email and they counted it, even though I obviously don't work for Verizon. So that could be one of those ones where like you can put in like GTF at yahoo.com and it would give you a discount on there. So,
nice. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Go ahead and do that.
Cool.
Very cool.
Any more news?
Weigh-ins.
What about them?
What are they gonna weigh in at?
Oh well, let's talk about last week's card because that's the one coming up. So.
Beneil Dariush had a nice finish. I think that's 5 in a row for him now.
Spinning back forearm, but spinning back fist.
He threw a
spinning back fist finish in UFC history.
He threw a spinning back fist, kind of caught him with the forearm wrist area, but knocked him the fuck out. And Dariush, that's 5 in a row for him, man. He's looking great.
The guy he knocked out, Scott Holtzman, he's a tough dude.
Holtzman is definitely a tough dude. He's you call him an up and comer, really, but
he's a little older for. I mean, he's like 32.
I don't want to call him an up and comer, but like he's been looking good lately.
Yeah, he's like making
been
a
kind
name
of
for
recently
himself.
making a name. Yeah,
he's
consistent.
consistent.
Making a name for himself.
He's consistent. At least I've heard of him.
Yeah, his last few fights have been pretty good, and man, Dariush knockout, good for him.
Hell yeah!
Like to see what happens with him next. And what weight class are they? They're
155.
Lightweight. 155. Such a stacked division, man. Anytime someone has a good showing at 155, it's like, I mean,
good for you, but
good for you, but like you can forget about anyone in like the top 6 or 7, like essentially.
Hey, here's a good question for you guys. Now, I kind of want to know if you agree with me on this because I thought it was kind of peculiar. So, 4 people got a performance of the night bonus that night, and the 4 people who got one, I was like, yeah, like I could see why you got it. And when Beneil Dariush didn't get one, because I'm like 8th spinning back fist in UFC or UFC history, and it was in the first round. I'm like, it's pretty impressive. Like I feel like that could have got a bonus.
Was it the first round? I don't think it was the first round.
It was the first round.
Was it?
End of the first round.
I thought it was second.
Really?
There was 10 seconds ish left.
Huh.
So, do you know why I think he didn't get the bonus?
Right, dude. There was 22 seconds left in the first round.
Vinny's good with the stats.
So, you want to know why I think he didn't get the bonus? Let me see.
Was it the post-fight interview?
Is because after he won, because he missed weight by like a couple pounds or whatever.
Oh.
He said, if I get a performance bonus, just give it to Scott. And they're like, fuck that. He didn't win. We're not giving him the bonus.
Right. No, it's actually pretty much almost an unwritten rule that if you miss weight, you're ineligible for a bonus.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, if you miss weight, you...
I mean, it's not a thing. I don't think it's on your contract where you're not eligible for it, but like if you miss weight...
But neither are bonuses.
If you miss weight, don't expect a performance. Unless you get like fight of the night.
Yeah. I actually, I've heard that before, but I actually
don't expect an individual performance bonus, right?
I didn't realize that he even missed weight. So.
Yeah, not by too much.
I actually didn't know that either,
like
to be honest with you. I actually didn't know he missed weight either.
Yeah, he did. Because he was apologizing for it and shit, and like...
I remember he was saying apologies and all that. But, oh well.
It wasn't too terrible. It wasn't like Tim Means' fight where the dude missed by like 5 pounds and he looked...
Yeah, but Tim Means...
huge!
Tim Means
huge.
Fucking giant, dude.
And Tim Means somehow managed to pull that off. He took some fucking shots from that dude.
Yeah, he did.
Holy shit.
Big difference there.
Actually, I think that was the fight that I tuned in for. Was the Tim Means fight.
He was like a German dude. His last name was like Stravopsolitz or something like that.
Strapoli,
there you go.
Yep.
How about Yana Kunitskaya, that fight? I said it last week. I was not excited for it. Kunitskaya, like, she looked good, man. She had good control. She looked strong.
It wasn't bad.
A lot of clinching up against the cage type of fight.
Yeah.
But Kunitskaya, like, showed her strength and like she at least stayed busy the whole time, which I was happy about that. Like, she was constantly throwing those knees. I don't know how many knees did she hit her with to the body.
To the body. Dude. Yeah.
30, 40 knees to the body in the clinch against the cage, if not fucking more than that, maybe.
And she was hurting her with them, too. They weren't just like foot stomps.
No, like, she wasn't just staying busy just to look like she was staying busy. Like, she was really trying to hurt her. Like, she was really throwing a lot into that. Hit her with some good body shots, throwing elbows and shit. Like, it was a good fight, actually. I was kind of impressed by Kunitskaya.
You know what I just remembered?
She looks good. She looks solid. She looks strong.
She did.
You know what
her
I just
cardio
remembered
looks
that
good.
I'm excited for?
She did.
Yeah, what, man?
UFC 4 debuts at midnight tonight.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
And I pre-ordered it.
Me too.
Did you?
No, I don't
play video games.
I don't have a game system.
I just downloaded a Remnant from the Ashes on the Epic Game Store. It's free to play right now for the next 6 days.
Me too.
Something like that. Did you? Let's play tonight, bro.
Okay.
When this podcast, when the show's over.
The show. The Sugar Show.
Doing the Sugar Show.
The big show.
Speaking of Sugar Show, we got him fighting next, a couple days from now. But anyway, Chris Wyatt, or wait, there was a submission victory.
Oh, a
on
guy
the
got
card
a
last
guillotine,
weekend.
wasn't it? Was it a guillotine or?
Yeah,
it was a guillotine. The guy came in for a takedown.
Darren Stewart.
Darren Stewart, the
Yeah.
dentist.
Makai Patolo.
Yep.
Yes.
Maki Patolo, yeah. Darren Stewart. Yeah,
That was
he's,
pretty. It
12
was
and
pretty
5.
slick.
It was the high elbow.
Yeah,
First
and
round,
I think
He
Darren
got
Stewart
it
was the
really
underdog.
early too.
Mhm.
Like
I think he was the underdog.
less than 3.5 minutes into the
Yep.
first round, he got the submission win.
Nice and dry.
Darren Stewart.
Cinched that bad boy up.
He looked good, man. The kid
yeah.
looked good. We'll see where he goes from here. It wasn't his debut though, but he doesn't have many
Darren
fights.
Stewart?
Was it his? He's got
Nah,
good amount of
no,
fights in the UFC, right?
Edmund
He's been there.
Shabazian beat him. I
Shabazian
know
beat
that.
him, right?
So we're talking middleweight then.
He's got a
Yeah,
good
no
handful
way.
of fights,
Yeah,
but he looked good though.
he
We'll
did.
see what
That was
happens
a good.
with
He
him.
was one of the ones that got a bonus. Good for him.
Into the big news now. Things that most of us actually give a fuck about. I mean, Dariush, okay. Kuniskai, yeah. Darren Stewart,
Oh
bleh.
wait. Hey, you're forgetting
wait,
one.
wait.
Kevin Holland, boy.
Oh,
Kevin Holland,
yeah.
sick knockout. You
Yeah.
didn't like that? He knocked the
I'm not saying I didn't
mouthpiece
like
across
it.
the
I
room.
forgot about that, but yeah, that was a good knockout. Whatever about
Oh,
him.
Kevin
Actually,
Holland's
but,
fun to watch.
No,
fight.
the
I
whole-
like
He's fun to
him.
watch. He's fun to watch. Yeah.
He's got an
Yeah.
old school like how Anderson Silva used to fight, very like nonchalant and
Yeah,
like playful.
just chill.
Hands
Very
down, like if he can continue looking like that, he's gonna look like the next Izzy, the next Anderson Silva, like that type of thing.
Ooh, dude, it's.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's. Did you
Those
see
are some
it?
big
That-
shoes to fill, man.
Oh,
some
that-
big
That
name-
fucking.
There's some big names to compare him to, though. Like I don't feel that way about.
I
him
didn't think Izzy
personally.
was gonna be big, and
I
all
thought
of a
he had
sudden,
he had a really nice performance. He looked good.
well,
He's fun to watch, but I don't know
I
if I
think
compare him
Kevin
to, like,
Holland only
Anderson
has.
Silva. Sorry, guys. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I think Kevin Holland only has one loss, and it's to Ian Heinisch, and I think that was it. Wait, was it Heinisch or was it Brendan Allen? Might have been Brendan Allen, actually, now that I think about it.
probably wasn't Heinisch because every time I hear about him, he loses. He costs me hot sauce.
Yeah, I
and
think
all
it was
that.
Brendan Allen that beat Kevin Holland, but that was it. Yeah, I think he's 4-1 in the UFC.
I mean,
He's
after-
done quite well.
After a performance like that, I could see him being on the main card of a pay per view.
Dude, that right hand was laser. He just fucking
Mm-hmm. Knocked the mouthpiece right
straight
out.
across the fucking octagon.
Now
Dude
the-
went down.
The guy he was fighting was a short. He was a shorter fighter, and he was also late replacement
Yeah.
or short notice.
Yeah,
Short notice.
He was
Short
because
notice.
he was supposed to fight Giles last week, and then Giles fucking took a nap before he fucking
Passed out.
he passed out on
Now
his
he-
way out.
Now, Kevin Holland did say like he's like, hey, I'll fight Ed Herman at light heavyweight. Let's do it like right now. And Ed Herman was like, I'm down, but they didn't do it. So
Well, Ed Herman was off like getting drunk after his fight got canceled, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm at a bar getting loaded right now."
I'm looking up Kevin Holland right now. He's 18-5
Yeah, I think he's
overall
4-1
record
in the UFC.
Might be 4-1.
I think he's 4-1.
Yeah, he just
lost
knocked out Anthony Hernandez. May of this year.
He lost to Brendan Allen, right?
Last year, he got submitted by Brendan Allen in the second round.
Yep.
Just the fight before that, he won a decision. The fight before that, he won a decision against Mearshart.
Oh, Gerald
He beat
Mearshart.
Mearshart.
That's
He
actually
beat
a good
Gerald
win.
Mearshart.
Yeah, it is.
It's a pretty good win. He beat John Phillips. He submitted John Phillips. That was back in 2018.
There you go.
And Thiago Santos, he got a decision loss against Thiago Santos August of 2018.
I mean, to actually
Those are his fights in the UFC. So he
okay,
is
okay. 4-2.
4-2 in the UFC. So yeah, okay,
Not
he's
bad.
all right.
Not bad.
I mean, nothing against the guy. Just I don't know.
You don't like the Trailblazer.
I mean,
it's not that I don't like him. He doesn't. I don't know. I guess I'm just not there yet with him. You know, he hasn't really caught my eye or caught my attention yet. Like
Gotcha.
honestly, I
he's
think
got some good fights. I'm not denying that he's like a good fighter and that he could be something big. But like, I don't have any hype for him yet. Put it that way.
I actually
You know.
was the most impressed by him out of the whole card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew Sanchez at light heavyweight also had a nice knockout against some.
I
German
feel like
dude.
he was getting tagged a lot.
Andrew Sanchez, the
Yeah.
light heavyweight dude.
Yeah, like
I
the
mean-
whole fight was like kind of like a slugfest type
Yeah,
of thing.
well, yeah, the other guy, yeah, they definitely like both were taking some shots, but that fucking combination he fucking ended it with was
Yeah.
beautiful. He
It was
fucking
nice.
Shut that dude's lights out for real.
It was nice.
Just a 1-2 right down the middle, fucking.
And I remember watching him win light heavyweight.
Yeah,
Ultimate
he
Fighter.
won his season of the Ultimate
Yep.
Fighter. That's right.
And
Ultimate
it-
Fighter 22. I
he
think,
was-
23.
I can't remember what number. No, I think it was later. I I think it was like 24, 25 or something. Whatever it was. But he wasn't impressive on The Ultimate Fighter. He was just a wrestler.
Yeah.
But, like, he showed off. I don't think.
Kevin Holland?
No, Andrew Sanchez.
Andrew Sanchez.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think there's also middleweight, though. Because he won at light heavyweight, but I believe this fight was middleweight. Am I right? Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, you might be right. I remember them saying that he won at light heavyweight.
He
That's
won
why
at
I was
light
thinking
heavyweight.
maybe. Yeah, I think you might be right. I think he is a middleweight now.
I think this fight was at middleweight.
Yeah.
And, no, he looked impressive. Like,
I thought he looked
way better striking than when I first saw him on The Ultimate Fighter. Like, way better. He had no striking when he first fought.
Yeah, you know who didn't have any striking when he fucking was on Ultimate Fighter? It was Corey Anderson.
Yeah, that too. Who, we can put that in the news.
Went to Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
Who did?
Corey Anderson.
Yeah. Corey Anderson's a Bellator. Yes.
That's another top 10 light heavyweight that the UFC has lost.
They
Like,
can't afford to be losing light heavyweights right now.
yeah. I mean, they lost Lyoto Machida, Ryan Bader, fuck, what's his name? Phil, what the fuck's his name?
Phil Jackson.
Phil
Pettis.
No, he wears pink shorts, Mr. Wonderful. Phil
Davis.
Davis.
You're talking about people they specifically lost at that weight class, or just people they lost in general?
No, light heavyweight.
Oh, in light
Why'd you say
heavyweight.
Lyoto Machida? I mean, he has
Former
fought at
champ.
205, but he's not. He's not a 205 champ.
Yeah, he was 205.
He's
champ.
middleweight champ.
Middleweight.
Lyoto Machida was light heavyweight. You want to put hot sauce on it?
He
hot
was
sauce?
a light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, hot sauce.
When?
Hot sauce? Hot sauce? Hot sauce? Anyone? Hot sauce?
Was
When?
Lyoto
Hot sauce?
Machida light heavyweight champ?
He knocked out Rashad Evans for the title.
Wow.
Knockout win over Rashad Evans.
All right. Got
The
some old
UFC
school
98
knowledge
in
there.
2009, 11 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't been watching UFC that long,
Me
unfortunately.
neither. Me neither.
I started watching. Actually, you want to know the first UFC fight I ever watched was in 2015, I think. I was at Pep Boys getting like my car inspected, and on the TV, it was when it was still on like Spike TV or whatever.
Yeah.
It was
UFC Unleashed?
It was fucking it was Luke Rockhold versus Chris Weidman. That was the first fucking fight I ever saw, and I was like,
Great fight.
"This is pretty cool." I'm like, "I like
a great
this.
fight to catch.
Yeah, it was.
I used to
very good
watch back in the day like Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock, and
Yeah,
I remember
one. I
watching
watched
all those guys
IFL before UFC.
way back in the day. I watched UFC in like the early mid 2000s, and then I completely stopped watching at like 2007,
Yeah.
2008,
Hmm.
and then I started watching again like maybe 2015. I actually started watching again.
Summer
I saw a
of
cowboy fight someone. Forgot who it was. I remember that was the first fight I had seen in like a
Cowboys-
good number of years.
Cowboy Cerrone.
Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
It was like the first UFC card I had watched in like years and years and years. Fuck, who'd he fight, man? Fuck. That's gonna drive me crazy.
Was it when he fought Rick
Was
Story?
it when he
his knockout of
That
Rick Story
might
was
have been it.
beautiful.
was it those crazy leg kicks he was doing to Miles Jury when
wasn't
when
Miles
Miles Jury was
Jury.
on his back, he was just kicking the hell out of the legs.
No. I don't know. That doesn't matter.
He fucked up Charles
know.
Oliveira. Remember that one?
You know. Yeah, I know that was well after I had started watching again.
Cowboy fucked up Oliveira?
Charles Oliveira.
Boy, that fucking win.
Yep,
I remember the one. Then the next one I watched after that was Cowboy again, and I didn't even remember that that's who I had watched. And I watched it at Eric's house.
Hmm.
And I think, who fucking did he fight? Did he Carlos Condit? Did he ever fight Condit?
Nah.
Robbie Lawler?
170.
Oh, maybe he did fight.
He fought Lawler,
Maybe.
but Lawler beat him.
Yeah,
And
he
that
didn't
was
win.
recently, though.
Yeah, that was like 2017.
Yeah, that was
2016,
like in the
2017.
past few years when he
It was like
went
3.
to welterweight.
Yeah, I want to say it was like it got to be like 4 years ago. 2016, 2017, 2016.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's the next one I watched after that, and then I've been watching like almost every single one since then.
The first
For last,
time
like, 4 years, I've been watching like pretty much every single card.
The first time you and I started talking at work, it was because you're wearing a Khabib shirt, and Khabib was gonna fight Conor.
Khabib time.
We definitely started talking about UFC before that.
No, because I remember.
100%.
I remember you were like,
Gab got me that shirt because she asked Zach who my favorite fighter was, and he goes, I know he really likes Khabib, and then she got me the shirt, the Khabib shirt.
I remember.
We must have been watching because you came over to my house with like.
You said and
the
still.
first time I ever had people over to my house, you came over and watched.
It was
way before I had the Khabib shirt.
It was a title fight. And you were like and still, but I forgot who was fighting. But you were wearing like a UFC shirt, and you're like and still, and I'm like and still, yeah. I remember. And then like
I'm sure that happened, but we've definitely talked about UFC before that.
It might not have been Khabib Conor. It might not have been Khabib Conor.
I don't think I have any other shirts.
I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe I was wearing a shirt. Yeah, I was wearing the shirt, and you're like, and still. I don't know. I can't remember.
Johnny Bones.
Was it your Jones shirt?
Maybe. I've had that since.
Was it your Jones when he fought DC the second time?
Could have been. It could have been that one.
So I definitely watched that.
Yeah. Could have been that one. I can't remember. I know that, like, I do remember what my first UFC fight was UFC 101, because everyone watched UFC 100. I remember going to work, and everyone's talking about UFC, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I didn't watch UFC. So I was like, well, I'll watch the next one then. The next one was UFC 101, Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. And I remember watching Anderson Silva just embarrass Forrest Griffin. I was like,
oh, yeah, he did.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? This was summer of 2009.
Can't believe he did Forrest like that.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, I got to watch this. I've just been watching ever since. Except I've kind of slacked in the past like couple months.
Very cool.
So you want to be an Ultimate Fighter?
Yep. Ultimate Fighter 10 was the first one I ever watched. Rashad Evans versus Rampage Jackson, all heavyweights. With Kimbo Slice.
Dude.
With Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo.
Yep.
I remember that one. I watched that one too.
That was the only
I also watched another one with like, his last name was it's like Henry. No, it was Henry. Bronzoulis. Bronzoulis. Something like that, and he got the last. He was like he made it to the finale against the other guy, who was like a former UFC fighter.
Mm.
He was kind of an old dude, like kind of like just kind of coming back. He had like a lot of drug problems and shit, and he was trying to like turn his life around and get back into the UFC. Henry, like something Bronzoulis, like some Polish dude, I think, or something.
I mean,
like that.
I could definitely see that. I just don't know which one it was.
He was like a wrestler with like a nice left hand.
I might have seen that season, but I don't remember the name. I'm not very good with names, though. I suck with names.
Henry Cejudo.
Triple C.
I just remember that's when we lived with Gab's parents before we bought the house. We were living with them to save us some money to buy a house, and I remember every week that shit was on. And when I would go downstairs. I would make sure I timed it so when I went downstairs to work out, I would put that on TV, and I watched it. And I watched the whole the whole series.
We could call this
a cool memory.
We could call this episode "Guys Talking Fights Origins." Origin stories.
Origin stories. All right, sounds good.
Hell yeah.
Derek Lewis.
Wait, no, why not?
Whoa! That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say next. Thank you.
Yeah.
Omari.
I jumped the gun a little bit. Omari Akhmedov and Chris Weidman. Okay, Ryan, did Chris Weidman, what did that fight do for you for Chris Weidman, if anything?
I mean, he's staying afloat. He's staying afloat. He's not drowning
said
yet.
It better myself, dude.
He's staying afloat. He got the win.
Yep.
Over
he did win.
Over number
13
or 14?
14, I think.
14?
Yeah.
Over number 14.
I thought he was ranked higher than that. I thought he was like 11.
Oh, you know what? He might be 11.
I think he was 11.
Right
Amari
before you said it,
Akhmedov-
I was thinking 11.
Because
so
Amari Akhmedov was 5-0-1 in his last 6 fights.
Yeah.
I believe he
in
was
6
ranked number
fights,
11.
yeah.
Wouldn't say he didn't like he didn't. It's not like he won all of his victories by like crazy like knockouts and like amazing submission wins and shit like that. But like he was on a nice win.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say a win streak. I think he won a fight, had a draw, and then won 3 in a row after his draw. So he was 5-0-1 in 6.
Right.
And Weidman obviously coming off 2 or 3 knockouts.
He hasn't won. He hasn't won since 2017.
2017 when he submitted Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
And then he got knocked out twice in a row before that.
3. I think 3 losses before that.
I think it was knockout, submission win, knockout.
He lost 5 of his last 6.
Yeah.
And they were by pretty brutal knockouts.
So he said after he won, he said, "I'm back."
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
no.
he's back in the win column.
Yeah,
True.
He's not getting fired yet.
Like he didn't prove a lot to me. He didn't prove that he necessarily belongs in like the top 5.
Like
No.
he
Or
looked
that he's
so tired that third round.
Right.
He literally could just lay on him like that. He couldn't do much more.
Which is fine though, right? Like that's okay, right? Like,
No, like yeah, it's like
It's not a
all
bad
right,
thing,
you
you know?
grinded out
But
that
he's
win,
not-
like good for you. Like I'm sure that's a morale boost to get that win, but like I don't see him fighting.
Like
for
he
a
needs
title
to
anytime soon.
string together at least another like
4 wins.
I was gonna say 2
4.
to 3 good wins.
Yeah, 3
Not,
really
I mean,
good.
I'm
wins,
not saying
like
not to get
finishes,
a title shot. I'm just saying 2 to 3 more solid wins to be in the conversation of like, hey, maybe another good win or 2 after this. Chris Weidman goes on a 4-fight win streak. He's in the talk to be.
Yeah.
Because just because he's Chris Weidman.
Yeah, he's a former.
Well, they
champ
also
and
have to
all
be
that.
good wins. They can't be like close decision wins and
yeah.
shit. You know, like he beat number 11.
He goes out and beats Jared Cannonier and Darren Till, and
Think about that weight class he's in, bro.
yeah, he's getting
Think
fucked
about
up.
that fucking weight class.
Middleweight is one of the most murderous. It's so scary.
Jack Hermanson.
I mean,
he's
It's
the
like,
champ.
oh, you beat Yoel Romero.
Robert Whittaker.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Now
Robert
you're
Whittaker,
fighting Jared
Yoel Romero.
Cannonier.
Even Uriah Hall. Like, have they fought? Did Uriah Hall fight Chris Weidman?
no, I
No.
don't think so.
No. I mean, he's supposed to
I
fight
don't
Yoel Romero.
Yeah, but
Romero would
Romero
fuck him
pulled
up
out,
would fuck up Weidman so bad.
And Romero had to pull out, right?
I think Gaslam would fuck up Weidman at this point.
That's one I'd like to see.
Yeah, let's have
That's
him
a
run it
fun
back.
Run that
Who
back.
just lost to Hermanson?
Well, fucking Gaslam was
Jacare?
winning.
Was it Jacare?
No, it was Gastelum.
He
Gastelum.
Oh, it was Gaslam. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So how about Gastelum coming off his 3rd loss in a row? Chris Weidman coming back getting a win.
I like it a lot.
Chris Weidman, Calvin
Sure.
Gastelum.
I like it a lot.
Gastelum needs to prove that he belongs in the top 10.
Yeah,
because
he's not floating. Like
he's sinking
sinking.
fast.
Yeah,
he needs
yeah.
to prove something. Weidman's got a big name coming off, not an impressive win, but coming off a win.
a win.
That's
I don't
good.
think it. I don't like. I think it just stops his slide down the mountain. Like he's not going up the mountain. He just stopped the slide.
Weidman?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just okay. He can still win a fight.
Yeah.
He can still win. He took some shots and get knocked out, but like
True.
I said earlier, like Akhmedov is not known for being like a heavy-handed guy.
No.
Like he
He's
doesn't have,
well rounded.
He's well-rounded. He's tough. He's got good wrestling and grappling, like for sure. Like he's a good fighter. He's ranked number 11. I think he more than deserves that ranking. You know, he deserves.
Yeah,
he's definitely
certainly.
a top 15 guy.
To not have any loss in the UFC.
Yeah,
is
but all
impressive.
of them. Well, he does prior to that, but like
Right.
he's not 5-0-1 in UFC. He's 5-0-1 in his last 6.
Oh, okay.
He's got a couple wins, a couple losses before that too.
Okay.
I'm just going back 6 at least, but he's on. I'm saying he's on kind of a streak. You know,
Yeah.
one of them being a draw. So he's been looking good lately.
Hmm.
And Weidman beat him. He just beat him. Right?
He just beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not dominate him.
No.
Didn't knock him out. Just he got a good decision win.
And honestly,
solid win against a solid fighter.
Another 2 rounds, like Weidman might have died.
Yeah,
They both were
Yeah,
pretty tired.
Neither of them looked
that's
good.
the thing. That's why I think Akhmedov lost that fight too. Is like going into the later rounds, late second round, going into the 3rd round, and the whole 3rd round. Akhmedov kind of lost steam, and I think he was looking decent in the 1st round, even going into the 2nd round, and then he just happened to lose a little more than Weidman
Yeah,
did, because
yeah.
Weidman didn't look super fresh either. Not that anybody would.
Middleweight up to like be a like really wrestly based like fighter is like you get tired. You get real tired. Like you gotta,
Yeah, man.
push around these dudes that are 200 plus
yeah,
pounds.
these are
like,
big fucking guys you're wrestling against. That's a good ass point, man.
Yeah, I mean,
That
look
definitely
at
comes into
Curtis
play.
Blades in his last fucking fight. He damn near died by the end of his fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And everyone like dissed on him about it, and I'm like, no, I don't know why. Blades at least.
I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I did too,
I
kinda.
understand it. I'm just like, damn, dude, like you like almost died in there like that whole last round. You literally could only lay on him.
Well, you look at DC. He wrestles for fucking 5 rounds straight, man. Like,
So is Khabib.
Well, that's why
Like,
he was an
dude,
Olympic wrestler, though.
a minute to maybe a minute and a half into the 2nd round, Blades was done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got
Like that was just
went
like
quick.
he lost steam really early. It's not
He
like
did.
like going into the 3rd round, he's wrestling around and like last few minutes of the third round, he gassed himself. Like, he was gassed after the first round.
And that was a 5-round fight,
Yeah.
too.
Although didn't he break the record? Most takedowns
Yes.
in
He beat
UFC
Cain.
heavyweight history?
He beat Cain Velasquez's record in that one.
So what he did was, like, no easy feat by any means. Like, I agree with you on that, but, like, he probably, if he knew that he was going to be doing that much wrestling, probably could
manage your energy a little better next time.
Manage your, who are we to say anything, but for sure, like, it was not an exciting fight, and he didn't look fantastic or impressive doing it.
No.
So he's only hurting himself, right? It's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, he won, cool, great. He broke the record, like, awesome.
He broke 2 records.
But as far as he's concerned, like, and I think he knows it, and he definitely said something about it, like, probably time to work on my cardio and have a more impressive performance my next time out. Like, if you want to fight those top tier guys, you can't just win. I mean, you can just win. You can. But you got to win a lot more.
Right.
If you would just win, like, you win a lot and look really good, or you win a lot.
Yeah.
If you don't look good.
I'm knocking on the fight a little bit, but I'm not knocking at Curtis Blades. Like, Curtis Blades is taken down and then just fucking smashed over him with fucking punches and elbows.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
typical Curtis Blades.
No.
So, like,
We're talking as fans, dude. Like, it's as a fan, as a pure, cold-blooded fan, the fight itself, Why are you even talking about this fight? Why did we bring it up in the first place?
Chris Weidman.
we were talking
Chris
about
Weidman,
wrestling. Really tiring.
Wrestling in the upper weight classes tires you out a lot more. Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, 2 things real quick. Curtis Blades beat 2 records, or broke 2 records. Most UFC of all time, most takedowns in the UFC heavyweight division of all time, and most UFC heavyweight takedowns in a single fight.
Oh,
nice. So he actually broke 2 records there.
57 or something,
Good
right?
for him.
I mean, like 57
something of all
takedowns,
time.
59, something
I
crazy.
can't remember what the number was.
Lots of fucking takedowns.
Yes. I think it was
super talented.
I think it was either 11 or 13
Indeed.
takedowns in just the fight itself.
Indeed.
So, who would you guys like to see Chris Weidman fight next?
Kevin
Let's move on
Holland.
to the main event so we can get to next weekend.
Kevin Holland.
They're not in. Oh wait, yeah, they are in the same class, but that's kind of fighting down, isn't it? Kevin Holland's not ranked.
Kevin Holland's way more impressive than Chris Weidman was.
Okay, but he's not ranked. He's not.
Chris
wanna fight
Weidman
him.
wasn't ranked coming into this fight.
Yeah, but he beat a ranked opponent, so he's ranked now.
True.
Kevin Holland might get ranked after this one.
Maybe.
Potentially.
I mean,
Usually you got to beat a ranked guy.
I was really impressed with him. Like, to get a finish like that.
3 or 4 wins in a row for Holland.
I don't know, to be honest.
I
But
don't even think
I mean,
it's 3.
the
got
way he
beat by
finished the
Brendan
guy.
Allen. That was like
That's
last
right.
year, wasn't it?
And plus, his cardio looks so much better than Weidman's. I think he knocked him out in like the 2nd or 3rd round.
It was the beginning of the 3rd.
Beginning of the 3rd round?
Yeah, like 30 seconds.
And by that point, Weidman was already like fucking gassed. So bad by the 3rd round. So.
My vote's for
I like Calvin.
Calvin
good. That's
Gastelum.
a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Calvin and Weidman. Why not, right? Fuck it.
If that's
Why not?
too much of a jump, Edmund Shabazian maybe.
Okay.
Has Derek Brunson fought Weidman yet?
I don't think so.
Brunson.
Yeah, because
Brunson
Brunson's
He just
like
came
the
off a
gatekeeper.
win here, didn't he?
The
And
only
well,
reason
he was number 8 coming into the fight and just got a win.
Yeah, he may
the
not want
only
to
reason
jump down.
because Brunson just fought 3 dudes in a row ranked below him. I think he deserves
Right.
someone above him.
I
at this
agree,
point.
man. I think it's time Brunson. He deserves a
Yeah.
guy ranked above him. Not that
Right.
rankings mean anything, but they do.
But you want to be going upward.
Yeah,
Like,
as a
you don't wanna
fan
be
and as
keep
far as
fighting
like
the
conversation
dudes.
goes and as far
Yeah.
as skill and all that shit goes, like, rankings, like, but like,
yeah.
I mean, but they do matter as far as the organization goes. And, like,
Yeah,
his
like,
standing in the organization as far as the UFC is
if
concerned.
you're fighting people below you, you're
Yeah.
not going toward the belt.
Yeah,
you
toward
know?
the belt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Only
Like, you're
Conor
climbing
does
that ranked ladder toward a title shot.
Only Conor does that.
Yeah.
Connor doesn't
Conor
win.
fights Cowboy and goes up in the ranking in a different division.
And then he
weird,
and
dude.
then he hasn't won at all at lightweight in like 3 years or something, and he went up in the
Fuck
rankings.
Connor.
Yeah.
So Derek
so
Lewis,
dumb.
man. Derek Lewis.
Fucked up Olenek.
Alexei Olenek.
Bro,
Yep.
can you guys believe that he took Alexei down?
Yeah.
Like, he fucking took him
Yeah.
down. I was
Yeah.
like,
That was
Jesus.
nice.
I feel
How
like
about he was in was it a bulldog choke?
It was a scarful.
Scarful.
Yeah.
I think I know it was Lewis and he's like
crank.
he had me on like a bulldog or I don't know what the fuck that was. Like
Yeah,
you know.
it's a neck crank. It's not a
Yeah.
choke. It's
Yeah.
just really fucking
And Alexei
painful.
was really yanking on that shit.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
got like a ridiculous amount of submission wins.
yeah.
And is like Lewis just stuck with it, and he said it hurt like hell and it was super uncomfortable. He's like, I ain't tapping to this shit. Like, he wasn't choking me. He was just, like you said, it was like a neck crank. Yeah, Scarful. So, And Lewis,
I was actually thinking too when that fight was going on. Alexei eventually gave up on that. He's like, "Fuck, this isn't working." And then he went to side control and then went for an Americana, and he damn near had it as the round was over. And I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, dude, this ain't working. Why don't you fucking get side control?
Yeah, he was holding him in that
go for a different sub.
30 seconds or probably more, maybe even more. It got to be around 30 seconds. He was holding that shit.
Yeah.
Remember
for a while. He actually smiled at his corner. I don't know if it was Lewis's corner or his own corner. Before he let that Scarfold choke go, he smiled. He was like fuck, this ain't happening. And then that's when he switched positions.
Remember Al? So we were watching the fights with my buddy Al at my house. And remember, Al was he's going to burn out his arms with that, if he keeps squeezing.
Yeah.
The only thing is, he is known as the boa constrictor. That's what he does. He just grabs stuff and squeezes.
Yeah, man. He can squeeze for a long time, and I'm sure he recovers quickly. It's that's his thing. It's just something that, for whatever fucking reason, he's really good at doing. Right? But it didn't fucking work against Derek Lewis.
Yeah. Nope. Which is surprising.
Round ended. Derek Lewis came out in the second round. He's like, fuck this. Threw a fucking knee right into his chest and then wham, smashed him.
Knee. Flying knee from the big black beast Derek Lewis.
Yep.
And it landed.
Yep.
Yes.
Landed flush, strong, good. And then knocked him down, finished him.
Ground and pound. Some vicious ground and pound.
Serious ground and pound, dude.
That guy, when he does ground and pound, he's not he's looking to knock you out with his ground and pound.
He even said too, he goes for his next fight, he knows if he's fighting these top end guys, he needs to cut more weight. He wants to come in lighter on his next fight, at least 10 or 15 pounds.
I thought I said 8, but yeah, I could see 10, 15.
I thought he said 10 or 15.
Yeah, you could be right on that.
You might have said 8 pounds.
Depends who he's fighting, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think Derek Lewis at a solid 250, 255 is probably a good place for him to be. He needs to stay away from that 260 plus range. I feel 250s, low 250s or so, in really good shape.
Yeah.
With put on a little muscle, cut a little fat out,
not have to cut weight at all.
Looking a little more lean, but still having still being a bigger guy, because that's a lot of what he uses for his advantage, is being a big fucking dude like he is, coming in like low to mid 150s in really good shape, man. He's a problem for pretty much anyone in that division. He's proved it. Who would you like to see him fight next?
Curtis Blades called him out on Twitter after.
Okay.
Curtis Blades said, I called dibs on fighting Derek Lewis.
What do you think, man?
I would rather see the rematch between him and Ngannou. I think if that rematch were to happen, it'd be a much more exciting fight this time around.
I think both those guys have proven that neither one of them were in the right mindset or in the right place physically and or mentally to have a good fight that night. And when you have
weird.
both guys right, that hardly ever happens where you see both fighters
two
not
super
being on.
exciting fighters that kind of having an off
almost
fight.
Every fight both of those guys have had before that, and every fight that they've had since that fight have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
They both happen to step in that night, both being completely off at the same time, and it just made for a shitty, boring, just nothing happened type of fight.
Literally, it's known for being how bad it was.
It's
literally.
If you watch any UFC in the last 4.5 years,
They set a record for
fight.
fewest strikes thrown in a heavyweight match.
Yeah, exactly. They set a wrong kind of record.
Czech Congo versus somebody else. Can't remember who it was. That was previously one of the most boring fights of all time.
I'll tell you who it wasn't. It wasn't Czech Congo versus fucking...
Pat Barry?
Pat Barry.
Yeah.
That was a fucking roller coaster.
They both knock each other out every second of the round.
I remember that.
But I think they're going to give him Blades because they probably don't want him to fight Ngannou again because of how bad the last fight was. And Blades, who's ranked higher than Lewis, called out Lewis. So, why would Lewis not want to fight a guy who's ranked above him?
I love that fight, man. Lewis Blades.
The only
However,
thing
is,
Blades is a wrestler.
Blades will wrestle fuck him.
Yep.
And win the fight either by decision or maybe by ground and pound or submission, because Lewis is not good on the ground.
Hey, you know what?
Because he doesn't like being there, I think, is the biggest thing.
Francis was able to finish Blades twice, and Francis isn't a wrestler. So
Francis is just fucking scary though.
Francis, dude. Francis is.
I put
Francis
Derek
is-
Lewis right up there with that power, though. He's up there.
He's definitely up there. I don't think he has the weird superhuman strength. He's just like a
Yeah.
really strong
I don't
dude.
think anybody matches Francis Ngannou's power.
I didn't say matches. I said he's up there.
He's up there.
He's probably
Sure.
the second strongest heavyweight.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, I
would
could
say.
I think he's
You?
stronger than Stipe. I just think
Yeah,
Stipe has better
I think,
technique.
I think Derek Lewis is the second strongest
Stipe's just
after Francis.
yeah.
Stipe's tougher. He's harder to put away. He's harder to finish, and he's got that wrestling background.
Yeah,
He's
but
way more well-rounded.
as far
probably
as
doesn't
just
doesn't hit as quite as hard.
yeah,
I
that's all.
guess.
It's just striking how
Stipe
hard to
hits-
strike.
Any
Derek-
heavyweight hits hard though.
Derek
You
Lewis-
name a heavyweight that doesn't hit hard.
Well
True.
yeah, most of them
You know,
go hard.
like, yeah.
I'm just saying that I think Derek Lewis hits the second hardest.
Either
he's
the-
definitely
He
up there
took
in
a
that division, for
5-round
sure.
ass whooping from Alexander Volkov, and in the last 10 seconds knocked
Oh
him
yeah.
out.
Now here's another thing though. Back on the Jones versus Reyes card, Derek Lewis fought
Who?
Jones versus Reyes.
Who?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say John Jones.
John
Come on, you messed
Jones. Yeah. Derek Lewis fought Ilir Latifi, who was coming up from light
Oh, yeah,
heavyweight,
Ilir Latifi,
and
yeah.
Lewis didn't really look that good. I think it was a split, maybe.
it up. Oh, yeah, because you bet on Lewis.
bet on
and
Lewis.
we all thought he was going to run away with that, and
yeah.
he didn't.
I was staring at his booty hole.
Yeah. So like the fact that,
that was Iganov.
Oh yeah, Blagoy. That was
yeah,
Blagoy.
booty hole on the
My
chest
bad.
or something like that. Whatever it was.
Yeah, because he got stabbed.
Yeah.
Blagoy Ivanov. My bad, dude.
But
Yep.
the fact that Lewis didn't look that great against Latifi, it's like, man.
and Latifi was moving up from light heavyweight.
Yeah, exactly. He
to
was the
heavyweight.
He was the smaller guy.
Well, he was
Latifi.
faster though. He was way
Yeah.
quicker. He was
They
way
usually
quicker.
are
Even
when they
moving,
move up,
yeah,
yeah.
even moving up, like putting on the extra weight, he was way quicker
Yeah.
than Lewis was. But
That's why I like Tanner
Anyway.
Bozer. Like, he's a pretty light
Yeah,
heavyweight,
dude.
but he's so
Yeah,
fucking
Bozer's
quick.
legit.
And his footwork's amazing.
Why
He
is
really
he?
is. He's
Why is
really
he not fighting Maurice Green? They both call each other out. I don't know why
don't
they're
know.
not fighting each
Yeah, I
other.
don't know.
Andre Arlovsky's fighting.
Maurice coming off a
Bozer.
win, right?
Yeah, they're both coming off
Yeah.
wins.
Bozer had 2 knockouts in a row.
Yeah, now Bozer's fighting Andre Arlovsky, I think.
Yeah, he is.
I like that actually.
But like, fight Maurice Green. I mean, like, you guys have a beef. Do
Maybe
something.
Green's not
For
ready.
sure.
Green took more damage in his
Maybe.
fight than Bozer's taken in his last 2.
True.
All right, let's move on to next weekend. We cool with that?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Pick a fight. Let's talk.
Let's
about
go right at the top.
it. Yeah, right off the top.
DC Stipe 3.
All right, I'm gonna pull up the weights for him.
Trio. The trace fight they've had together.
Because that's what you were
right.
talking about, Vinny.
Yeah. I'm
I
thinking a lot.
hope DC loses this fight
Really?
because
Interesting.
I like Stipe more than I like DC.
Interesting.
I think DC's gonna win.
DC's kind of a douche.
I don't like DC. I agree with
I
you.
don't like him. I know a lot of people do. I know that he's well respected. I don't disrespect him in saying this. I respect the guy for everything he's done in his career. I'm sure he's a great father. He teaches high school wrestling for no charge whatsoever, teaches for free. High school or middle school or whatever the fuck it is, Gilroy.
Gilroy, yeah.
Yep. Good for him on that. I respect him, but just like, I don't like him. I think he's kind of a douchebag. and I
Well,
think-
that sucks because he's going to win.
But that being said, bias set aside, I think DC's going to win this fight.
Same.
I just
He looked
I
too
think
good
he's
in the fight
more
he
well-rounded
lost. Like,
fighter. I feel like he's way more well-rounded. His wrestling's better. I think he's stronger and more powerful than Stipe. I think his dirty boxing is way underrated.
oh, it's
When he
so-
trains. When he trains. All this is when
And-
he trains.
And this is the thing. I've been watching some of the embedded and stuff and a few interviews he's had going back at least a couple weeks. And he's been talking about how, like, he's been very, very focused on this fight and he hasn't been doing a lot of things outside of training. Like, outside of training, he hasn't been doing, like, anything. Just been, like, living his life, doing his show with Ariel, and training. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Very
Because he's not
focused.
coaching at Gilroy right now. He's got none of that going on. He hasn't been commentating any UFC fights at
No,
all.
he hasn't
I don't
in
even
2
remember the
months.
last UFC card he commentated.
Yeah, it's been like
True.
2.5
I don't even
months.
remember. The last pay-per-view, maybe?
No.
Yeah. one before that, maybe.
I don't think I think since he's been in camp, he hasn't commentated at all.
Yeah, so he's been very focused. So that's actually a big factor. Glad you brought that up, because if you didn't, I was going to say that. That's a huge factor for me, is that he's been focused on his training and focused on his preparation for this fight. And, at least in his mind, it's going to be his last fight, according to him. And maybe it won't be, but maybe it will. He says it's going to. Who the fuck really knows, depending on the outcome of the fight. Man, I think he really wants to win that belt. He's super focused on it, and he wants to ride off into the sunset and retire with a belt over his shoulder. And I think he's going to do it.
He does. And let me tell you why. Because in everything that Daniel Cormier has ever done, UFC light heavyweight, and in the Olympics, the best he's ever done is second place. So he would really like to go out on top in this division. And another
I think
big
he's got
factor,
the motivation. I think he's got the skill. I think he's got the motivation and the skill, and I think he's going to get it done.
He do.
Sadly.
And
because I like Stipe a lot.
Big factor, which we're going to find out tomorrow morning, is what are these guys weighing in at? What are these guys weighing at before? I'll tell you.
Yes. Tell us, Vinny. Talk right into that microphone,
as
big boy.
As soon as... Right. All right, thank you.
Do it.
All right, so the first time these guys met, DC weighed in at a nice, healthy 249 pounds. Or no, 246 pounds. And Stipe weighed in at 242. Pretty close.
246, 242.
The second fight, and this is where it gets interesting, because if you remember, that's the one that DC lost. The day-ish before weigh-ins, DC heard that Stipe was coming in around 230, which was 12 pounds lighter than the time before. And DC, I don't know, panicked or what, but all of a sudden he just starts cutting weight like a madman. They weigh in, Stipe's at around 230. DC weighs in at 236. And then on fight day, because they weighed fighters on fight day as well, just for records or whatever, DC went from 236 to 248 the very next day. So why he decided to cut all that weight, not really
cut all that
sure.
weight and then put on 12 pounds in 36 hours.
Yeah, it was not really necessary.
At that weight class, dude.
Right,
just don't go away.
You were already pounds
weight.
and pounds and pounds within the weight limit.
Yeah,
why cut weight?
Be very interesting to see what these guys are coming in at.
What's the source on that, Vinny? What's the source on him hearing what Stipe did and then deciding to cut more weight?
I'm
for
not
whatever
sure.
reason?
I'm not sure.
Not even to cut more weight, just to cut weight in general. He didn't need to cut weight to begin with. The dude doesn't weigh more than 260 pounds.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. I mean, maybe when he's really out of camp.
Yeah, when he's real out of shape,
no fight in sight. Maybe he's pushing 265, 270.
Yeah, around there.
But I doubt it though.
Yeah.
Maybe if he's super out of shape.
He told Ariel before he started fight camp he was around 260.
Yeah, okay. So he's still not even... He's still within 5 pounds of the limit.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why he would cut weight. That doesn't help you. I don't feel like.
I don't
does
get
it?
it.
Well,
That's
I
when Vinny
mean-
said it. It was I mean...
To cut weight did not help him. To lose weight is going to help him.
To lose weight long term over the course of a number of weeks.
To lose body fat is going to help him.
But not to cut weight 24 hours before weigh-in.
Yeah, no, it was
just
hella
so
dumb.
your number that is your weight is lower when you weigh in, and then just going back to the weight you were.
Yeah.
Why not just stay at that weight and not cut the weight to begin with?
Yeah, I don't really know his motivation. I don't know if he's
What was the source for that? Do you know?
I'm not all those numbers I got. It was,
saying
Chael Sonnen said that on his
heard
podcast.
that. Okay,
Chael Sonnen said that.
that's
on his
pretty
podcast.
reliable source right there too.
I think
Interesting.
for this fight, and I look at the previous fights. DC knocked out Stipe the first round. I remember that one. There was an eye poke. Stipe complained about. Stipe blames the loss on an eye poke. Whatever. Second fight, DC was beating him every round other than the round that he got knocked out in. If it went to decision, DC was winning that fight.
Cheat.
So, I mean, I had DC winning, like I said, the entire fight other than the round that he lost, which was the fifth round? Fourth round. So, he was up 3 rounds already, and he looked great. This fight, if he was training, if he did a great training camp and everything, I would pick DC. I don't think, and I'm looking at all the other UFC fighters, anyone's really had a really good camp this all of 2020.
Actually, there's another fighter on this card in the co-main event, Sean O'Malley, who has said in multiple different interviews that this is one of the best camps he's ever had.
I think overall
he went and bought himself an octagon though.
Yeah, he bought an octagon and put it in the warehouse where he does his podcast.
He did.
And he's been training with a few guys and his coach. And he says it's just been going amazingly and he couldn't ask for any more.
Yeah, but there's Beneil Dariush missing weight.
Yeah.
When does that happen?
Ever.
No, there's been a good amount of fighters that have lost weight, that have missed weight, or
they've
that
missed
have had
weight,
to pull out for injury and stuff.
Yes.
No one's having an amazing camp, but I'm just saying DC has the means
I don't think he's going
and
to.
the funds and the money to make sure he has himself a good training camp, especially when you're training for your final UFC fight of your career for a title in a trilogy match against a guy you are 1-1 against.
Hey.
I would not doubt for a second that he's had a good training camp.
I do. I don't think he had a good training camp. I think he's going to lose.
I would like to counter that exact statement by saying this line: "The boys are back in town." Do you know what I mean when I say that?
No, Leonard Skinner.
No, I mean that DC has had Kane and Luke Rockhold both come and help him prepare for this fight, and Corey Anderson. So he's had some people help.
I think you're assuming he didn't have a good camp just because there's COVID.
No, not because of COVID, because of everyone else. Because
I don't think anyone's situation
the majority of the UFC
ideal.
fighters.
One's is ideal.
I don't think he's going to look good. I think chances are, judging off of most of the UFC roster over the past 5 months, no one's really had a really good. I mean, yeah, there's a few of them that have really good training camps. The majority of them haven't had good training camps. I think DC is going to be one of them that doesn't have a good training camp.
I don't know where you're getting this from, man.
The majority of UFC fighters over the last 5 months.
You are aware that Max Holloway did all his training over Skype, right?
Hey, I have no idea.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't say the majority have had bad training camps. It's a very
that's what I'm saying.
It's a very objective thing to say.
I feel like 2020 has had a lot more bad training camps than 2019.
They haven't been able to go to a full gym, but I mean, not being able to go to a gym with everybody there who's a member of your gym or who fights in your fight camp or training camp is not the same thing as having a bad training camp. As long as you can have 3 to 5 good sparring partners and your coach present, that's what most guys need. They already know how to fight. It's just honing their skills and making sure they stay fresh and staying in good shape, which strength and conditioning is always something you can do by yourself or just with your one strength and conditioning coach, and then the rest is just staying fresh and preparing how you're going to go about fighting whoever your opponent is.
Okay,
you don't need to go to a gym with 70 other fighters to have a good training camp.
Right, okay, hang on. So this is August of 2020. From January to August of 2019 and January of August of 2020, the majority of UFC fighters have had better training camps in 2019 than in 2020.
What are you basing that off of, though?
Just what I'm watching.
Has anyone said that?
I just see more.
There's probably been
more guys missing
more
weight,
opportunity, and more chance for shitty training
Curtis
camps.
Blades. How Curtis Blades look?
What I'm saying is
terrible.
There's been more.
Chris Weidman, how'd he look? Terrible.
I don't think that has anything to do with training camp.
I mean, you look.
No. You got a point. I get your point. There's more chance to have a shitty training camp this year than there was to have a shitty training camp last year.
Yeah.
There's been more.
Sure.
I don't think the whole missing weight thing is necessary, because a lot of these dudes are taking fights super short notice.
True. That's a big thing too.
True.
Lots of short notice.
I'll just say DC's.
Also, I would say
not everyone's Jorge Masvidal losing 20 pounds.
Year to date, we've had way more exciting, crazy fights this year than we did last year.
Small cage.
Yeah, smaller cage.
I think small cage had a lot to do with that.
That's another big thing.
Damn good point. That's a huge point.
Oh yeah.
But I think DC's gonna have a bad training camp, and I think it's gonna show.
I think having a small cage gives DC an edge.
Edge?
Oh yeah, because
I think a small cage is good for DC.
He wants to wrestle, bro.
Because he can go in with his striking that's really fucking good and very underrated. Dirty box, shoot a single leg.
Well, I think
all day long.
I think
do that all fucking night.
I think if he had a good training camp, I think DC would win. But I don't think he had a good training camp. I'm taking Stipe winning this one.
Right.
By knockout.
I will take DC.
Hate your reasoning for it, but
we'll
sure.
See. We'll see. I'm wrong most of the time.
Assuming he had a shitty training camp.
Absolutely.
For no reason, but
no reason. I gave my reasons. I gave my reasons.
basing it off of like, all right, fair enough. That's fine.
Most
that's fine,
of the
that's fine. It's
UFC
your
roster?
opinion. That's fine. That's cool.
Most of the 500 fighters?
I don't know. I don't
lot
agree with
more-
that, dude.
A lot more.
I think a lot of
missing weight.
fighters have had fine training camps.
I know 100% that
Yeah.
no one in this room
They're
knows
just not.
if DC
They're
is
just
going
not.
to have a
They're
good
just not
training
This is
camp
true.
or
training
not.
together.
This is true. I just think
Right.
they did.
I wouldn't assume he had a good training camp, but there's no way in fuck I would ever assume he had a shitty training camp. There's no
Chances are,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
evidence for that whatsoever.
Chances are, I think he had shit.
I would say the chances are less for him than almost any other fighter on the fucking roster.
we will see. He's
based
older.
on his situation right now, that
he's
he
older.
didn't have a good training camp.
Well, based off of his age, there's a very
Sure.
good chance that he had a shitty training
His
camp.
age has nothing to do with his training camp. It's resources available to you
All right.
and the opportunity to train with the people that you want to train with, who you're comfortable with, and make sure that you are personally prepared for your final UFC fight in a title match, your third fight against the guy you're 1-1 against of your career.
I think he's gonna look like
Age has
shit.
nothing to do with it.
I think he's gonna
he
look
has
like shit.
The resources and the money
He
and
does.
the people around him.
He does, but
to
that-
ensure that he has a really good training camp that prepares him for this fight.
You can pay all you want. That doesn't mean you're gonna have a good training camp.
Guess what? We're going to find out
Exactly.
in 2 days.
Exactly. I think
So,
he's gonna
we
look
can,
like
we
shit.
can talk in circles all night. about
Ryan
that.
is
Fair
going
enough.
to take Stipe.
I am.
I'm going
Alright.
to say DC wins by decision.
DC third round. I think he finishes him.
Ooh. All right.
Co-main event: Sean
O'Malley.
O'Malley and Marlon Cheeto Vera.
Cheeto.
That's a really good
Cheeto
fight.
Vera.
Marlon Vera won 5 of like his last 6. The one he did lose
Yeah.
were pretty consensus he should have won.
He's looking
Yeah.
real
Judges didn't
good.
do him any favors.
Is
there.
that
Real
Song
good.
Yadong?
It was Song,
Yeah, it was.
Young, yeah.
That was a
It-
terrible decision.
Marlon Vera won that fight.
Yeah, he does.
If you
And
haven't
our
seen
boy
it,
O'Malley undefeated.
anybody
12-0.
watching this, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch Marlon Vera and Song Yadong.
You'll
see
I just
Marlon
rewatched
Vera
it like
won it.
3 nights ago, and I still think
He
that
won.
he should have won.
He won
Fucking
that one.
100% won.
Everyone said it.
So
I
that
think even
being
the
said-
commentators.
Who you got?
Sean O'Malley.
Yep.
Gonna take Sugar Sean.
Sugar
Show.
Shane? Sugar Show? The Sugar Show? I'm also going with Sugar Show.
He just got so
I
much
can't
momentum.
bet against Sean
Yeah,
O'Malley
he's got
right
so much momentum going on.
So much
He's got
momentum.
that star power.
His
Yeah.
He's got that
confidence level,
pizzazz.
like, just like, people are like, oh, he hasn't fought anybody in the top 15. He hasn't fought any ranked opponents. But the way that he's been beating the guys that he's beating, I don't give a fuck about ranking. UFC fighters. Those last 2 fights has made them look like children.
Mm-hmm.
For fuck's sake.
Eddie
He's-
Wineland was legit. He used to be
Hey,
legit.
legit. as
Exactly
fuck,
my
dude.
point. Like anyone who says that, like, oh, like he hasn't beaten anybody, fuck you. He
Hey,
beat
I
a
agree.
former WEC
Yep.
champion,
Yeah.
Eddie
Yep.
Wineland, and Eddie is like a pretty durable dude. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't just go out and get knocked out by everybody.
No, he does not. Nope.
So
He's like the cowboy of the 135-pound division.
I think eventually Sugar Sean
Without
will.
that many, without being as maybe as well known and without as many accolades, but
Yeah.
still, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's that type of guy. He's
Indeed.
tough. He'll fight anyone. Yeah.
I think Sean O'Malley will get caught eventually, and all of a sudden we'll be like, oh, should have saw that one coming. But I don't think this is that fight. I think he's going to keep on rolling. Someone will stop him
I
eventually.
don't think Cheeto's the dude.
No, I don't think
I
I
Cheeto's
don't
think
Yeah.
he's gonna eat the Cheeto.
He's gonna eat the Cheeto. All right. Good
So
shit.
we're all taking O'Malley on that one.
I'm taking O'Malley, and I'm super excited to see
Just
it.
I
It's gonna
say
be
I
good.
say he's going to knock him out.
It's gonna be a good fight.
I just don't know when.
Here's another good one. Junior Dos Santos versus Jairzinho Rosenstruck.
Taking Dos Santos all day long.
All day long.
All day long.
Really?
He's gonna pick him the
Rosenstruck
fuck apart.
sucks.
Really?
He got
Remember
to.
the way he picked apart Derek Lewis? He's gonna pick him apart.
Yeah,
He's gonna expose this dude.
yeah. Rosenstrike got
Huh.
Rosenstruck's not as good as he seems.
no. Rosenstrike got destroyed by Ngannou. Rosenstrike got destroyed by Overeem, and then lost. Then lost the
He
last.
didn't win that fight. That was bullshit.
When he
They
stood
stopped
up.
that fight
Yeah.
when Alistair was getting up. That was,
Yeah.
I hate that.
But he
We had a long talk about that.
was
one,
was
I
that
remember.
the 5th round?
Yeah, it was the fifth.
So
round,
he
yeah.
so he
Fifth
lost.
round with like
literally
12 seconds left.
4 seconds left.
He lost all 5 rounds except for the last 4
He
seconds.
won exactly 1 second of that fight.
Yep. Yep. You're taking Rosenstrike over Dos
Oh, are
Santos?
you gonna take Rosenstruck?
I'm taking Rosenstrike.
Wow.
Yeah. Really?
I mean,
think
Dos
he's-
Santos could look like shit.
I think he's gonna catch him. He's got the power.
He does.
He's got a lot of power,
He does.
and I think Dos Santos is his defensively, he's not the best, and I think he's slowed down a little bit over the years.
True.
Not trying to take anything away from him. He's definitely not as good as he used to be, which goes for any fighter when they get up to that age. Even in the heavyweight division, that still counts for
Especially
something.
Cormier, he's going to suck.
And I think Rosenstruik is going to catch him early. I'm going to say first or second round, Rosenstruik's going to knock him out. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen.
Right.
Or that's what I'm like gung-ho about. But that's how I see it going. And I could obviously be wrong, but that's what I see. Early knockout for Rosenstruik. If he doesn't get it, I think JDS ends up winning the fight. Just based on his experience. Yeah, decision, or maybe he finishes him later. Rosenstruik maybe runs out of gas, just throwing lots of big fucking strikes, trying to knock him out, and then if he's not successful, JDS either finishes him or wins a decision. But I think he's going to catch him, though. Just he's younger, he's quicker, he's got the power that he's proven that he has, and I think he catches JDS. I don't think JDS maybe respects him enough as a fighter. I think he might be underestimating him a little bit. I think how a lot of other people feel like Rosenstruik kind of like got this big hype around him, and then he's not really as good as he seems to be. He's just a heavyweight who hits hard, you know, and he has been kind of exposed in his more recent fights. But I think you may even call it luck. He gets a little lucky in this one, but that's just the feeling I got, man. That's just
all right.
I can't shake it.
I respect it.
I can't shake it.
You're shooting for that one.
I just can't shake
one punch
it.
knockout.
That's what I think he's gonna do. I can't
respect
shake that feeling. You know, you know, it doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah.
Besides, it is what it is, right?
We see on
You
Saturday.
get
Fucking
the
out.
feeling that he's land one punch. I get the feeling that Cormier had a bad camp, and I'm the bad guy. God. By the way, I have to say,
there's no proof that he did. There's proof that Rosenstruik can knock him out early because he's done
the
that many
majority
times.
of the UFC fighters that have fought in 2020.
Okay.
By the way, I have to say, your phone's been at 1% for the last hour.
Oh, I know. It's crazy how
I look over, I'm like, his phone's still going.
It's
All
weird.
I'm saying is I have proof for this, and you have no proof that DC hasn't had a good training camp.
All of 2020.
Okay.
Look at all the UFC fighters. The majority of UFC fighters.
DC is not the majority of UFC fighters.
Oh God.
Herbert
far from
Burns.
all of them. Far from all of
Herbert
them.
Burns.
Yeah, he's gonna look like shit.
What about Herbert Burns?
He's been moved
He's
to
fighting.
the main card after Iwan Kutalaba had to pull out.
Oh, good shit.
Who's he
don't
fighting?
remember.
Oh damn.
I was answering the question as you asked it.
Damn it.
Herbert Burns?
Yeah.
Herbert Burns. Oh fuck, I remember.
Herbert's been looking real good.
He has. Didn't he knocked out the train?
Yes.
The train.
Yes, I loved that
fuck.
too.
What's his name?
His name's
Weinberger?
Nate.
Yeah, Nate Wahlberg. No, fuck. Forgot what his name
Yeah,
is.
that dude was a huge dickhead.
Douche.
He
Yeah,
used
he's
to
a
be a
douchebag.
clown during the stare downs, and
Yeah.
Herbert knocked him out with a fucking knee in the
Daniel
Yeah.
Pineda.
The
that was
Pit.
his last one.
The Pit.
Herbert Burns is fighting Daniel Pineda.
Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
Pit. Daniel the Pit Pineda.
Who was his last fight?
Nate
No,
Landwehr.
It wasn't Nate. There
Landwehr.
was someone
Landwehr.
yeah, but that was someone that was after him, right?
Oh.
His last fight wasn't
Herbert
Nate
Burns,
Landwehr,
you're talking
was it?
Oh, he
Yeah.
choked someone out. He choked out the fucking Khabib Jr. or whatever the fuck it is. Remember Connor was like, "Oh, this guy sucks."
Oh,
Islam?
Evan Dunham? Evan Dunham?
no, never mind. I thought he
that's
fought
right.
a
He
Russian.
beat Evan Dunham. That's
He
right.
submitted
Oh.
him. He submitted Evan Dunham
Shit.
first round.
I thought he
Minute
fought.
20,
and then he
first round.
beat Nate Landwehr before that. You're
Nate
right.
Landwehr knocked him out in the first round before that. Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, for some reason I thought he fought someone on Khabib's team, and then Connor
I think
even.
this is only 2 fights in UFC, right? He's 2-0 in the UFC right now.
Yeah, he's 2-0. Yep.
2-0 in the UFC, 11
for
and,
him.
11 and 2 overall.
Lil Herb.
11 and 2 overall.
Little Herb.
You're right.
And also on the main card, we got John Dodson versus the dude who also wears the Khabib hat, but it's black.
Oh yeah, the other Russian.
The Vishal or something like
Div-
that. I can never
Wait,
pronounce his
no.
last name right.
Why did I say Daniel Pineda? That's who he's fighting right now.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Evan Dunham was his submission. Okay.
Yeah.
Daniel the Pit Pineda. I remember watching him back in
that's
like
who he's about to fight right
2010.
You guys gonna take Herbert for that one? I'll take.
I'll
Herbert
take
for that
Herbert
one.
on that
Yeah,
one, motherfuckers.
The Burns brothers are on business.
Yeah. For sure.
Vashvili and John Dotson.
I love that fight.
Dodson.
See if Dotson's gonna be able to move well. Speaking of takedown records, Vashili, every time he fights, he breaks the fucking record.
How come, we're talking bantamweight, right?
This is bantamweight.
It's gotta be
yes.
bantamweight. Okay. Don't know why Dodson won't go down to flyweight.
He beat Gustavo Lopez
Maybe he just doesn't like to cut weight anymore.
in
like,
June.
fuck it.
Vashvili is coming off a win. In February this year, he beat Casey Kenny
Oh, that's right.
in
He
a
did beat
decision
Casey Kenny.
against Casey Kenny.
Casey Kenny's good too.
He beat
Thought that was a
Brad,
NASCAR driver.
Brad Katana. He beat him in a decision last year.
Yeah, very wrestler heavy base dude. He's gonna go for takedowns.
Terrion Ware decision. He did get knocked out by Ricky Simone, April of 2018.
I like Ricky.
Vashvili, but that was his most recent loss, and I think he's 1, 2,
If Dotson can stop
3,
the takedown,
4.
he can win.
Vashvili's on a 4-fight win streak. Just throwing that out there. 4-fight win streak for Vashvili.
I'll take Dotson, but not with a super ton of confidence.
John Dotson is
I just really like
very
John Dotson.
much more, I would say, overall, probably well-rounded. He's a very well-rounded fighter and extremely experienced in comparison.
I don't know the other guy, so.
Vasily? You never seen him fight?
I don't think
He
so.
wears the Habib hat, but it's black. You never
Dotson
seen
just
him?
knocked out
I
what was
probably
his name?
have.
Nathaniel Wood.
Yes. Who
I
was a
remember
really
that
good
one.
up-and-comer, too.
Yes.
Before that, Dodson lost to Piotr Jan.
Indeed.
Actually, kind of gave him a bit of a issue too. And then actually prior to that, he lost to Jimmy Rivera. So Dotson, 2-1 his last 3 fights at least, but that's against Jimmy Rivera and Piotr Jan.
Yeah.
You mean 1 and 2?
The current champ and number 7.
1 and 2. What did I say?
Okay.
2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 and 2 in his last 3, but the 2 losses, we just
2 top level guys.
yeah.
Which
one of them former champion. The
the
other
other one is champ.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Jan is, and Jimmy is up there.
Rivero.
So
he was never a champ. Was he?
No, but he's up
John
there.
Dotson?
Not former champ. Yeah, current champ.
No, he challenged
No.
Demetrius twice.
Jimmy Rivera, but he's just coming off a big win himself, looking probably the best he's looked in his entire career.
Indeed.
Almost. Who did he fight?
Cody Stamen.
That's right.
Cody Stamen.
That's right.
So, I'm with Dotson. Who you got?
Dotson, but I don't know the other guy, so.
Well, look him up when you go home.
Vashvili.
Yeah, Vashvili?
Yep.
Okay.
I won't be surprised if he
The
wins.
Vashvili.
It's going to be...
It-
we're
By the
gonna
way,
see
anybody
if
want to
Vashvili
put
can-
a shot of hot sauce on Rosenstrike JDS?
We both owe shots already, so I'm good for now.
I don't even know if I'm going to be on the show again. I have
Doesn't
no
matter.
idea.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Just gonna drink us.
Are you gonna be here Monday? You gonna be here on Monday?
Maybe.
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
4 days from now.
Yeah, actually, I probably will be here Monday.
Wait, who are you taking? Oh, you're taking Jarzinho.
I'm taking Jarzinho.
That's a pretty
No.
safe bet, I think. No?
No.
All right.
No.
What?
No.
Okay. Whatever.
All right, who else? Oh, Jim Miller's fighting Vince Pitchell.
Vince Pichel.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Vince Pichel.
Shell.
From Hell Pichel.
From hell.
Is that his nickname?
From
I like
Hell.
that.
Actually, I think it's even
Pichel.
tattooed on his stomach or something.
Pretty good fight, too. I like it.
That guy got
And then
suplexed.
Felice
to-
Harrigan's fighting somebody, but I don't...
Oh, she's coming back from like
Felice
a
Harrigan.
2-year layoff.
Yeah. Was she
But-
the one that got the boob job?
Marina
No.
Jandiroba.
That was Marina Moroz.
Jandiroba.
Jandiroba, yeah.
Jandiroba.
She's
fighting Jandiroba. 15-1. Jandiroba.
Yeah.
15-1.
Ooh.
She's kind of a beast.
I mean, have you ever seen her? She looks like a UFC fighter.
Oh, cool.
She's
I like
not.
it.
No, she does not look the greatest.
Oh.
She's a scary looking.
Oh, you mean she's ugly.
She
Yes.
I
Yes.
thought you meant she looks like she's jacked.
She
No.
lost a decision against Carla Esparza, April of last year, and then she beat Mallory Martin. She submitted her in the second round. That was December of last year. So this is her first fight of this year. So that was her one loss was a decision against Carla Esparza, April of last year.
That's not a bad loss.
15-1.
No, not at all.
Felicia Herrig 14-8.
Yeesh.
But I
Sure won.
don't know.
14-8.
But she's also a 2-year layoff, and I don't know how good she's gonna look coming
She
back.
hasn't fought since 2018.
Yep.
I'll take the other
And,
bitch.
She, in
Roba?
2018, she lost twice. She lost a decision against Michelle Watterson and a decision against Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Two good fighters.
2018. 2017, so her last win, she had actually 3 wins in 2017. 3 fights, 3 wins. She beat Alexa Grasso, Justine Kish, who I don't know who that is.
That was the one that shit her pants.
And
That
Jesus,
that was that fight. That was that
I
fight.
remember that too. And she won a decision over Courtney Casey,
Yeah.
who is
Iron.
yeah.
Courtney cast iron Casey.
I think she looked good in her last fight. She's 9-8. Like,
Courtney
nothing
Casey?
special. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's 9-8. Nothing. At least as far as records go.
Yeah.
As far as professional records go, nothing
I think
special.
Jillian Robertson just.
But she's
beat
got a
her.
name for herself, and she looked good in her last fight. I forgot who did Courtney Casey just fight to. She looked.
Jillian Robertson, I
Was
believe.
it Jillian Robertson?
Yeah,
But Jillian Robertson, I thought, beat her.
Robertson beat her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds right.
She did. Yeah. Robertson. She did beat her. She submitted her.
Savage.
I'm thinking of Romero.
So I'm taking the challenger chick. Forget her name.
Daroba.
Yeah, that one.
Bondaroba.
And
Daroba.
I'm taking
Me too.
Jim Miller
Jim
against
Miller.
Vince Pichel.
I'll take Jim Miller as well.
I will 100% go Jim Miller.
Jim
on
Miller's
that
been
one.
looking
Absolutely.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been looking phenomenal. I'm really, really excited to see him fight.
Going Daroba, going Jim Miller.
Kind of forgot with all the big
Hell
fights
yeah.
on the card that Jim Miller was even on the fucking card.
Yeah, I know.
What else
pretty
is
decent
What else
card.
is on the card?
After that, I think there might be one more. I think it's 2 no-name dudes.
Some like John Jones guy or whatever.
Those were all the like big names.
I'm looking at. Okay, so you said in the group chat a couple of things we go over tonight on the pod.
We already went over all of them.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
TJ Brown
All the people that
fighting.
fell out.
Oh, yep. Okay.
fighting Danny Chavez.
Good job.
Ashley Yoder is fighting.
Spider Monkey. She's a
Ashley
she's a
Yoder,
model.
75. That's a good one.
Bye, Ben.
See you, Vinny. Early prelims. you
This is
know.
just like the original guys talking fight.
Chris Dukakis.
Dukakis.
Parker Porter.
Parker
10 and-
Porter.
Parker Porter, 10-5. Don't know who he is. Don't know anything about him.
This is like the original guys talking fights when it was just you and me. Remember we did the test? I think it was in August of last year.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
I
And
was
now
like, let's just upload it. Fuck it.
I'm leaving. So now
Weird,
that
bro.
then it's gonna be like this, just you.
Just me
Yep. I'm just gonna be like, oh, can't lean back out of it.
and Zach and Vinny.
They're gone.
Well, right now they are.
Yeah, he could be dead. We don't know.
We don't know. I hope he's not.
No, I really hope he's not dead. I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either.
No, I don't think he is.
I really hope not.
Nah, God, that would really suck.
Wow. If he was dead, how would he have died?
Shark
accident?
attack. Shark attack.
Shark attack.
Shark attack.
Scorpion sting.
Man,
Scorpion sting.
I feel like that's
Anvil
Anvil.
Anvil.
Fuck.
fell
Fucking-
through
fucking
his
act.
roof.
Fucking Acme or whatever the fuck it is.
Luggage.
The piano just fell from the fucking sky.
Acme.
He comes out the top with like piano keys as
Oh,
his teeth.
piano keys in his mouth.
Yeah.
As his teeth.
Yeah. Classic Looney Tunes. This thing looks like a duck. It's got a bill and everything.
Does look like a
Yeah, not this one that's floating up that looks like a turd, but that one over there looks like a duck. It's got a bill, it's got an eye, it's got a head.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah. Hopefully the whole fucking podcast can see the duck.
We look good, man. We look real
great.
good.
Yep.
I like this. All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Welcome back, Vinny. Say goodbye. See you later, motherfuckers.
Goodbye.
GTF
See you later,
Podcast,
motherfuckers.
Episode something. Signing off.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
No, we did not.